It's a ritual practiced almost everywhere. Every aspect designed to engage and satisfy the senses. Each day, 15 billion cigarettes are consumed around the world, more than 2 for every human being alive. Despite all appearances, the tobacco in this cigarette is not burning. What looks like smoke is for the most part vapor from water and glycerin, laced with flavored nicotine, released by the heat from a bit of burning charcoal in the tip. It's one of a new group of products designed to produce fewer toxins. Although these cigarettes come with the hope of a safer smoke, they have unleashed a storm of controversy.
The tobacco industry will do anything that it can to keep current smokers smoking. And the flavor of the day seems to be the so-called safer cigarette. We don't know if it's possible to make a safer cigarette.
Cigarettes are always going to be there. They're not going away. You can't ban them. This cigarette may be one part of the solution.
With cigarette companies under fire and millions of lives at risk, the stakes are high as the tobacco industry pursues the elusive goal of a safer cigarette.
Come up to cool. Rich tobacco taste. Marlboro.
Major funding for NOVA is provided by the Park Foundation, dedicated to education and quality television.
Scientific achievement is fueled by the simple desire to make things clear. Sprint PCS is proud to support NOVA.
This program is funded in part by the Northwestern Mutual Foundation. Some people already know Northwestern Mutual can help plan for your children's education. Are you there yet? Northwestern Mutual Financial Network.
Additional funding for this program was provided by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Tobacco has been part of the American scene since long before Columbus reached these shores. It became one of the most profitable of all agricultural products. Tobacco put a struggling colony on the map and helped finance the revolution. Today, tobacco pays growers more than 20 times an acre what they would earn from grain. Not long after the Civil War, an unemployed soldier, inspired by the sound of a Gregorian chant, created a new style of auctioning tobacco that continues to this day. A successful auctioneer can sell more than 100 bales in an hour. There's just enough time for a look and a feel before buyers bid with a gesture. Today, U.S. tobacco sales are down, especially since the tobacco wars of the 1990s. Those were the years when investigators made public the secret inner workings of the cigarette industry.
For decades, the companies didn't tell the truth. They denied the health hazards associated with the product. They denied that the nicotine in cigarettes was addictive.
Cigarette makers were forced to pay hundreds of billions of dollars in settlements. Then, to the surprise of many, they staged a dramatic turnaround. Part of the solution was replacing American tobacco with cheaper product from abroad. This, along with hefty price hikes, paid off the liabilities. Tobacco company profits are now at an all-time high. Industry critics are quick to point out the price of this success.
The statistics are frightening. The annual death toll is 420,000 Americans who die prematurely every year because of tobacco-related diseases. Or to put it even more graphically, imagine 3 fully loaded 747s that crash and burn every single day with no survivors.
Although smoking rates in the U.S. have been gradually declining for years, 1 in 4 adults still smokes. And throughout the developing world, cigarettes are a growth industry.
Of all the people alive in this world today, we expect 500 million will be killed by cigarette smoking. 2/3 in poor countries. And of those 2/3, half are children under the age of 18.
For the past 40 years, anti-smoking forces have lobbied without success for government control of what they say is the most dangerous and least regulated consumer product on the market.
Lobbyists for the companies were always there when the laws were being written, and they said, you understand, of course, we have to be out of this one, right? We have to be out of this one. And they got written out.
Now there's a new factor to consider. Across the industry, manufacturers large and small are preparing a new generation of what they call reduced risk products. In 1990, Star Tobacco, a small manufacturer of discount cigarettes, was purchased by 2 entrepreneurs with no background in the cigarette business.
I called my partner up and I said, Frank, there's so much money changing hands in the tobacco business, and they're in so much trouble. There must be an opportunity here with this.
The facility was aging, and there was no lab. But the new owners were looking for a competitive edge. They decided to try to create a safer cigarette. Williams had no formal training in science. Undeterred, he started his own study of cigarette toxins. Anyone who wants to make a safer cigarette must get familiar with the complex brew of toxic chemicals found in cigarette smoke. Surprisingly, nicotine is not a major one. It is, however, addictive. Passed from the lungs to the bloodstream, nicotine enters the brain, where it interferes with the operation of the central nervous system. Every second, countless electrical impulses that originate in the brain travel along nerve pathways to regulate the body's functioning. Chemicals relay these messages from one nerve cell to another. Launched by an electrical charge, the neurotransmitter acetylcholine jumps the gap between nerve